How does the prisoner's dilemma apply to real life? Have you ever wondered why people sometimes choose to act against their own best interests? The prisoner's dilemma offers a fascinating look into this behavior. At its core, this concept in game theory shows how two individuals or parties face a choice between cooperation and self-interest. The outcome depends on what both decide. In many cases, rational actors aiming to maximize their own benefits can end up worse off than if they had chosen to cooperate. This dilemma illustrates that mutual cooperation often leads to the best collective outcome. However, the temptation to act in self-interest can lead to betrayal, resulting in suboptimal results for both parties. This dynamic plays out in various social, economic, and political interactions. From a libertarian viewpoint, the prisoner's dilemma highlights both the challenges and opportunities that arise from voluntary cooperation. Libertarianism emphasizes individual freedom and voluntary association, making trust and mutually beneficial agreements vital. Let's look at some real-life scenarios where the prisoner's dilemma applies. First, consider public goods and collective action. Many public goods, such as clean air or national defense, suffer from what is known as the free rider problem. Individuals benefit without contributing. If everyone chooses self-interest and does not contribute, the public good fails to materialize. Libertarian thought suggests that voluntary agreements can solve these issues by aligning incentives without coercion. Next, think about social contracts. Individuals consent to certain rules or governments to protect their freedoms. This is a practical example of overcoming the prisoner's dilemma. By agreeing to limits on behavior and mutual respect for property, people achieve better outcomes than if they acted purely out of self-interest. Libertarianism stresses that government legitimacy relies on ongoing consent, reflecting a contractarian approach to the dilemma. In the business world, cooperation through contracts and reputation systems helps overcome the dilemma. When businesses act solely out of short-term self-interest, transactions can break down. Voluntary agreements and respect for property rights create incentives for cooperation, leading to improved outcomes for all involved. Lastly, personal relationships and community interactions often involve choices between cooperation and self-interest. Libertarianism values voluntary cooperation and personal responsibility. This suggests that social dilemmas can be resolved through mutual respect and agreements rather than imposed rules. Overall, the prisoner's dilemma shows that while individual self-interest can lead to worse outcomes, voluntary cooperation based on trust and consent can produce better results. Libertarianism aligns with this by advocating for freedom and voluntary governance as ways to resolve social dilemmas without sacrificing liberty.